Satisfactory people. Attempt number 3. Satisfactory update number 4. I've gotten just far enough to show off some lights, and an iron factory, and a power plant, and batteries. So I'm just going to look over the power plant here because I got a pretty good vantage point. I finally did what I was threatening to do, where every factory has its own line of power. So those 2 coal plants you can barely see there, they are running the coal mine and the water pumps for the supply line. Those 3 are running the iron factory. These 2 are running the copper factory. Those 2 are running concrete. Those 2 are running deuterium. And those 2 are running steel. And that guy there is running the coal and the water pumps to run the power for the steel. So I'm on the roof of my brand spanking new iron factory. And you have, these are the street lights. I had 8 of them up here, but my machine really didn't like them. And in this factory, I use the idea where you just run all your resources past the machines that need them up to the next row of machines that need them, floor to floor to floor. And this is the top floor, like I said. And I've got a recycling unit with a smart splitter with the right side running overflow. And these guys, in theory, should make modular frames once they get the parts to do it. And then the modular frames will, of course, consume all 3 of the basic types of iron parts. Or the things that they make will consume all of the iron parts. So these are the interior lights, and I'll get to the control stand here in a minute. Now I made these floors so high to, oh, did I run out of power? I may have run out of power. Is it the factory's running? We'll have to investigate. Did the sun come up? Anyways, I made these floors so high so I'd have room to put these lights in. It's not so much that they collide with the stuff below them, but they're hard to install and they're hard to see, and they don't do a good job of lighting the area up if they're too close to the machines. I'll bet you the sun came up. The sun is coming up. Perfect. See a row of offline refiners there. Those guys are ready for when I can run 480 irons into this thing. I can only run 240 right now. So here is the light control switch. And this thing is basic, but it's pretty neat. So you've got your color selection here and your intensity and night mode. So night mode is on, so those lights turned off as you saw automatically. Turn that off and they're back on. Now I'm bouncing back and forth between white and red light. And when it's white, I like the intensity all the way down. As you can see, all the way up is way too bright, at least for my taste. Turn it all the way down, and it seems more realistic. And then there's red. I haven't played around with yellow much. That might actually be a decent option too. And of course you can customize them. Let's try a different yellow here. Oh yeah, look at that. You can make it very slightly yellow. How's that look? Yeah, see, that's kind of interesting too. And here's one of the batteries. Charge rate is 0. It will only ever go up to 100 megawatts, and then it can store 100 megawatt hours. I assume the discharge rate is also 100 megawatts. So if your factory, like this one does, pulls more than 100 megawatts, you are going to want to daisy chain these together. Otherwise, I don't think they'll be able to run your factory. Now, I kind of wanted to see if this was going to start to draw, but apparently not enough of the factory can run at a time to overload the power plants. The other thing you could do is you could strategically place those batteries to run specific things. Like it occurred to me after I finished this that I could use them to just run the lights. Since they have the daylight setting or the nighttime setting, whatever you want to call it, you could have it charge up during the day and then discharge running the lights at night. I think that'd probably work out pretty slick. And then this is where the factory discharges everything down to these containers. I have a battery that's charging up over here, I can show you, and a switch. So you see the charge rate there, time until full. There's actually another battery in this circuit somewhere else, so that's why you see 19% here and 59% here. And to be honest, I'm not really sure what the point of these switches are. I guess you could flip-flop between factories, but I feel like there's existing workarounds for that. Didn't really need a switch, but people probably wanted them. I don't think I'll use them much. Alright, well, that's pretty much it. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Hopefully I gave you some ideas. And I'll see you in a later episode when I've unlocked some more interesting stuffs.